After a few weeks, the family started experiencing physical manifestations of this bizarre haunting. It would pull the bed covers off of the Bell family children. It slapped them, pinched them, physically pulled them to the ground, like abusing them. It even sent rats to chew at their bedposts. But most of the torment, so creepy. Oh, it's like it can pull anything and anyone to come attack you. This world and the other. It is very intimidating.
Very.
But most of the torment did seem to be focused on two particular people in the Bell family.
And it's the same two people who had the two sightings out in the field. John Bell and his daughter, Betsy Bell.
Yeah. And for reasons unknown, we don't really know why Betsy Bell suffered some of the worst abuse, but she reported feeling invisible hands poking, pinching, and pulling her hair. She even felt like someone was sticking her with pins.
Which feels very voodoo doll.
Yeah, I hate that. And it also kind of is reminiscent of one of the things we're going to be talking about next week. She endured beatings that left visible welts and handprints all over her body. And her parents, John and Lucy, were obviously super concerned. They're worried about Betsy.
Yeah.
But soon John's own health begins to decline.
And this starts out small. John would notice an odd sensation in his mouth, like a weird paralysis. And he would go through periods where he couldn't even eat or speak. He described it like there was a small plank of wood sitting crosswise in his mouth. So any food he tried to eat would hardly make it past his teeth. It was as if some invisible force was pushing it back out of his mouth onto his plate. His body grew weak and he started suffering daily.
Yeah. And you would think that him suffering, his daughter, his whole family suffering, that he would seek out some help. But he did not ask for help from anyone outside of the family. And I do wonder if part of that's sort of like maybe like a pride thing, or maybe he didn't feel like he could ask because he was excommunicated.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, so it was like this awkward thing where maybe he felt like he had to do it all on his own.
It does kind of remind me of the beginning of The Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Because that family is pretty much all excommunicated from their town, and then everything that they deal with, they are on their own.
They're isolated. They're completely alone. Yeah. So in John's mind, this haunting is something that will eventually resolve. They just have to wait it out, right?
You want to believe that.
Yeah.
In like, any haunting.
Stop, right?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't normal. So John made his family promise to keep what was happening to them a secret. Like, don't tell anyone. We don't want anyone to think that, this is happening here. And for months, maybe even a year, the Bell family endured this litany of terrors night after night, and they told no one about it. But as more time passed, the Bells started to wonder if this malicious spirit would ever leave them be. It didn't seem to be on that trajectory.
And unlike many haunting cases, this entity started communicating very clearly, which is wild because most hauntings, especially that we've covered in the past, like you get knocks, you get scratches, maybe things moving, maybe a shadow figure or two. But eventually in this story, the Bell family is having like full-on conversations.
Two-way conversations.
With this disembodied entity.
Mm-hmm.
The entity would sing loudly, it would recite hymns, and it expressed its intent to kill John Bell.
After a year of living in silent torment, John Bell has finally confided in his friend and neighbor, James Johnson, on this fateful night of 1818. So James and his wife have decided, okay, let's go spend the night inside this supposedly haunted Bell home. So James and his wife lie in the guest bedroom of the Bell home. The air feels charged, and the tales of moving furniture and screams in the night run marathons through James's mind as he tries to drift to sleep. He has no reason to believe his friend is lying, and John Bell, he thinks, is a good, honest man. So if he claims that there are supernatural events taking place in his home, James trusts that this must be true. So when John asked James to come stay at the house to witness it all for himself, James was more than happy to come bear witness. That evening, the house seemed perfectly normal. But just to be safe, James had led the family in an evening prayer where he asked the spirit to leave the Bells alone once and for all. James is just about to doze off, confident that his short prayer has done the trick. But just as James drifts to sleep, the quiet confidence is shattered. A heavy knock echoes down the hallway. James's eyes fly open. Another knock follows, and then another, and then sounds crawling from one end of the hallway to the other, getting closer and closer to his bedroom. And then suddenly a new sound, drowning out the banging. It's snarling, it's gnawing, like some terrible beast is chewing at the bedposts. So James jumps out of bed, he lights a candle, and as he does this, the sounds abruptly stop, just like John told him they would. Silently, James blows out the candle, and like clockwork, the noises erupt again. But this time, it's not just noise. In horror, James watches as the chair in the corner of the room moves on its own, dragged along the floor by unseen hands. With a righteous conviction, James calls out to the spirit itself. He screams into the dark room, demanding that this entity make itself known. And suddenly, all the commotion stops. For a few unsettling seconds, the house is completely silent. And then the sound returns, more vicious this time around. It's like the entire foundation of the house is shaking, like it's being cracked open from the inside. Whatever this spirit was that was haunting the house, it does not like James speaking to it. And it's angrier than ever before. And soon, the spirit would reveal a name. The spirit's name is Kate. To catch every terrifying moment, subscribe to @Crimehouse Studios on YouTube.
Because this time, you're not just watching the horror, you're understanding it.